Now, the next type of test in sampling we are going to study as called simply Z-test. If sample size n is very small, we used to apply student t distribution or student t-test. Now, when the sample size n is very large, we define the Z-test, and the Z quantity is defined as x bar minus mu divided by sigma by root n. In t distribution, t value we calculated with the formula as x bar minus mu by small s divided by root n. Only the difference in the notation, where s stands for the standard deviation of the sample, but here sigma stands for the standard deviation of a population. Let me repeat it. X bar stands for the mean of sample, mu stands for mean of the population. Here sigma stands for the standard deviation of the population. So this is called as standard normal variate in the case of Z quantity, when in a problem mean of a sample, mean of a population and mean of the standard deviation is given. To test, we apply Z quantity in this form, and very important, how to differentiate Z test to T test. The criteria is only a sample size. If sample size n is large, we apply Z test. When sample size is small, less than 30, we apply T test. Based on the different data available, we calculate the Z quantity. Now here the condition called as test of significance of proportions. Proportions here means with, if sample size n is more than 30 is there, and x be the observed number of the sexes, and mean of expected number of sexes, that is mu equal to n into p. P is the probability of sexes. If in a problem, if the data is available with the probability of a expected number, probability of a sexes, then we easily calculate the expected number of the sexes. In this association, the standard normal variate will change as Z is equal to x minus mu by sigma is a standard normal variate. In the case of large sample, we studied it in normal distribution. Now the answer of mean and standard deviation for a large sample, mu is nothing but np and sigma is nothing but square root of npq. So the Z quantity in a case of available of a success, probability of a success is there, in that case we calculate Z using this formula. And we also studied it for different level of significance. We have a standard Z value. Let me try to recall that one. At 5% level of significance, standard Z value will be 1.96. And for 1% level of significance, standard Z value in a normal curve will be 2.58. Based on that value, we take a decision to accept the hypothesis or to reject the hypothesis. As we studied earlier in T distribution, in the same way, if Z calculated value is less than the standard Z value at 5% level of significance as 1.96, then we accept the hypothesis. If Z value is greater than 1.96, we reject the hypothesis. In the same case for 1% level of significance, if Z value is less than 2.58, we accept the hypothesis. If Z value is greater than 2.58, we reject the hypothesis. To verify the Z test quantity, here no table is required because Z values are already standardly defined in the normal curve. Hence, no tables are used to check the test to accept or reject. how we have done it in t distribution. And along with that, we can also come across with confidence interval limit. How to calculate the confidence interval limit in the case of probability of success data is available with us? Then it is p plus or minus at 5% level of significance. The standard z value is 1.96 square root of pq divided by n. You remember this as a standard formula to find out the confidence interval limit. In the same way, at 1% level of significance, p plus or minus 2.58 square root of pq divided by n. Next, we may also come across with the problems of testing with large number of data for large n, more than 30. We come across with two data where we are testing it based on difference in mean. To test null hypothesis H0 that there is no difference between the population mean, that is mu1 and mu2. If there is no difference, if I am testing that, then how to calculate the z value is x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by square root of sigma 1 square divided by n1 plus sigma 2 square divided by n2. Let me repeat it. Mu1, mu2 are the population mean, two different population mean. x1 bar, x2 bar are the mean of the samples drawn from that population. Sigma 1 and sigma 2 are the standard deviation of that populations. N1 and N2 are the sample size drawn from the population. So in the case of two different population mean we are testing it, at that condition the z value lies between which interval if we need to find, then based on that confidence limit we are calculating it with the formula. How previously we calculated it, a confidence interval limit in the case of p value available, probability of success is available. In the same way, when two different populations are given, the confidence interval limit will be calculated. In the place of p, it is difference of two means of the samples plus or minus z1, it is the standard z value. At 5% 1.96, at 1% 2.58, we need to take it as z1, square root of sigma 1 square by n1 plus sigma 2 square by n2. If sample is drawn from the same population, we may come across with the problem where two different samples are taken, but both the samples are drawn from the same population. In that case, the confidence z value is nothing but x1 bar minus x2 bar, same in the numerator. Denominator, the standard deviation of the population remains same. Hence, that is nothing but only sigma square, which is taken outside the square root and got it as sigma. And n1 is the sample first size of the first sample, n2 is the size of the second sample. Only the difference is here, both samples are drawn from the same population. Similarly, the confidence limit, if the samples are drawn from the same population, the confidence limit will be of this sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square is taken common. So confidence limit will be x1 bar minus x2 bar plus or minus z1 into sigma square root of 1 by n1 plus 1 by n. This term you are going to get it over here. Only that is the difference when the samples drawn are from the same population. So these many formulas you need to know before solving the problems related to Z test.